Hello everyone, welcome to my survival world. I am standing right in front of this door, and as you may know, right behind there is my industrial district, or all my farms basically. So I thought, I recently finished it, so why not give a little tour of how all my farms work in the entire world. It's mainly here, but I have farms elsewhere as well, so we'll go there as well. But the first farms are actually not in here at all. They are these two down here, the front of my base. The first one being this iron farm, which I'm pretty sure everything in there is dead or something because of the lightning, I don't know. So I have to rebuild it, but I'm not in a rush per se. But yeah, it works. So in those beds are villagers, and they wake up, and in the middle there's a pillager, or there should be a pillager, which scares the villagers, so they spawn iron golem, which gets pushed into the lava here. And then with an auto crafting system, like so. It's easy iron blocks, and then most of the poppies, I saved a few, go into here for bone meal as well. So multi-functional, I suppose. I am gonna rebuild it, and I think I'm gonna place it somewhere else, because I don't love this place here. I don't love the background anymore. So I think I'm gonna move it, maybe different design as well. But yeah, that's one of the first farms I ever built. So it's a shame it's broken now, but you know. And it has done its job very nicely. And then on the other side over here, we have the wool farm. This one also stopped working, not because the sheep are dead, but because there are no shears in there, which is fine, and I'll show you why in a second. But basically there are 16 colors, 4 sheep for each color, so that's 64 sheep in total. There's a hole there which shouldn't be there. And there might also be like some sheep missing or something, I don't know. But basically the idea is that there's an observer behind like this grass block. It's not grass of course, but behind this block, and when it turns to when the sheep, so there's an observer behind this block here, and when the sheep eats the grass, it'll fire off a redstone signal into the dispenser, which should have shears if I put them in there, and I can put them in here. Yeah, this system I put 32 shears in here, 32 shears in here. Now press this, and then it should get going. Oh, no, it doesn't go. That was a bit slow, and then everything gets distributed. But obviously there was nothing in there. And then with minecart hoppers, I believe. Yeah, there are minecart hoppers inside of this block as well. And they send everything into these droppers over here. So every one of them has a dropper. And that gets sent all the way up here. And then it gets spit out with mortar blocks. So it's here, and then it gets sorted here. And if it's a bit too much, it'll go over here to here, and come back up. Oh, am I stuck here now? come back up there, and fall back down here, and repeat the cycle until it's either sorted or despawned. Doesn't really matter. But yeah, I haven't supplied it in shares in a long time, because, well, I have enough wool for now. So yeah, I don't really need any more, and it's just gonna cause more lag. If I do have it ever run out, I can just refill it, of course, so no issue there. Let's see, anything else in this area? Yes, one more thing. If I go down here, which is not done visually at all, and then go down these stairs, there should be slime spawning here. There we go. But apparently the iron golems has died, so this one's also broken. But here's also enough slime, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, more than enough slime to last me a good little while. These are 2 slime chunks. So yeah, pretty good that that's there. Yeah, I have enough slime to last me a lifetime, it seems. So I'm not gonna need much more of that. And if I go to my starter area here, and then let's take the formal entrance. So this is my starter area, and then if we go down here, can I fly it? Oh, this is not a good idea. These are the mines, and then if I come back here, and then up here is a skeleton spawner, which skeleton spawner, which just spawns skeletons. This was very useful early game because you know, it just allowed me to get all of these bone blocks and other stuff. So it's a very nice farm. Come on here, back into the main base, and then through the door we go into the industry area. This is all behind the scenes stuff. Over here I'm gonna make an auto smelter, storage here, and that's about it over here. This is my rocket crafter. I don't need this like at all, but if we come back here I can show you maybe. Okay, so basically I press this, which unlocks the hoppers under there, and then they go into here, and then that crafts rockets which gets pushed up here, and then they go into this shelf right here. It used to be a barrel, but there's a shelf because I was interested, but I'm pretty sure if I just see, I can easily grab a stack like that, which is actually very useful. But I think I'm gonna have to move it up by 1 to add in extra storage here, which is fine, of course. Yeah, so that's the rocket crafter. Let me turn that off. So one thing you might notice with my farms going from here on out is that they have like buttons and levers to toggle them, which is just something I like to do. Like, you know, it makes me feel useful after I've already built the farm, because I can just turn a gunpowder and creeper farm into automatic rockets like from the get-go. But I like doing it this way. It's a bit more manual, which feels nice. And then let's see what else. Yeah, then next, let's go through my storage system first. So this is my storage. It's kind of a bit of a mess still. But over here are all the wood items. Everything has their own piece, slice, and then over here is for like a future tree, I guess, I don't know. So you have oak, spruce, dark oak, birch, pin oak. So there's oak, spruce, dark oak, birch, pale oak. What's that? Warped. Mushrooms and azalea and the buttons. Bamboo. What's this? Crimson. Mangrove, cherry, acacia, and jungle. And then the top ones are sorted using. Can I get up here? Copper golems, which just nicely do their job. And then the bottom ones are sorted by all the sorters, so the bottom ones are the ones I use the most as well. And then down here is more storage for stony items. So there are just a nether over here and the end over there at the end. This is like sand and other shovel based items. Deep slate and dirt is over here. Tuff over here. And then cobblestone and normal stone stuff like that over here. And these two as well. And the other stone types as well over here, like andesite, granite, diorite. And then most of these also have an auto sorter, besides a few of them, because of a stupid mistake I made. I didn't count the space between the two slices right, so I didn't have enough space to put to auto sort everything, but I'll find a solution for that later on. I'll get to that later. Now here are valuables, so gold, iron. I haven't really sorted it, I've just kept it in the iron farm. And then copper. You know, all the valuables. Also, not everything is auto sorted here. Oh my god! Oh, I lost that one. Is there a copper golem on the loose? What is that? Oh my goodness! Did I just put that in there as temporary storage? Alright, let me clear this out real quick. And then I can actually show you how the so back up here I can put all items into here like so, and it'll get sent into the sorting system if it has a place anyway, and if it doesn't it goes to overflow. I had lost this one, which is very nice. And also for a shulker box unloader. Anything else that's not supposed to be sorted? No, I think that's it. Okay. Perfect. Sorry about that. And then down the hall to the left here, you gotta, like, visually, it's not done at all, as you can see. But there's the redstone items, transport and other items. And then, like, utility blocks, lights, and then of course the redstone over here. And then to the right is all the copper stuff basically, and all the other blocks like snow, scope, sea lanterns over here. I'm gonna put prismarine later as well, but I don't have that much prismarine anyway yet, so doesn't matter. Mud is in here, resin. Yeah. And then up here are the colored items. So each color has their own slice again. So this is white glass, white terracotta, white other items, and normal glass paints. White concrete, white dye, concrete powder, white wool, white concrete, and then each color has their own slice like that. So white, light gray, dark gray, black, brown, red, orange, yellow, lime, green, that's purple, that's light blue, cyan, dark blue, magenta, and pink. Also done by copper golems, of course. And then over here goes like a center area, which I don't know what to do with yet. To the left are single items. So my shulker box is going there. Armor over here, tools over here. Now, a bit to the right here is bulk storage. So this is not done by copper golems, but by item filters again. And everything I think I'm gonna have a lot of, or that wasn't sorted in the stone part, like down there. It's basically just in here. So for example, this should be mud. The filter's not quite done yet. Yeah, but clay, gravel, sand, of course, dirt, grass. And in the final hallway are like all natural items. So flowers in the first slice here. Nothing down here yet. These are empty item filters. These are passive mob drops and also decorative items like the banner patterns, body shorts, and armor trims. Oh, and the music discs. Hostile mob drops, crops, ocean-based items, I guess. I don't really know. This is not ocean, of course. This is other plants, and these are specifically only sugarcane, cactus, and kelp. Nothing else. Moss and grass types are here, and mangrove woods, and then once it's all finished, so the single items are last, and then once that's finished, it all goes into this storage down here. So these are the items that like either don't have a place or just aren't being automatically sorted, basically. And if I see it in here, I might be like, hey, this is supposed to be sorted. And then come back here to, what is this, brown terracotta? It's probably already in there, but this might have been before this was set up. No, that's not terracotta. Terracotta. There we go. Yep. So let's just overflow over there. And then if we come through the natural section again, we have this like giant flower pot, I guess. That's what I call it. With a spiral staircase on the side. And here I can harvest like glowberries, sweet berries, and and then you come out into this custom tree, same with the staircase, which is in like this greenhouse type situation. Sorry, I have a really bad habit of always checking short boxes. So yeah, that's the greenhouse. This is the wood storage, and everything else is down under. So there's stone, and then you go through like there, down here, and then the flower pot underneath there. And then these bricks are basically my entire farming system. So let's get into that now, because that's what I said I would do at the beginning. The first farm. Yeah, so you come up here, up these stairs, and then the first farm I built was this bamboo farm. I'll show you how it works. So I don't want to be turned on always, as I said. I like having things toggleable. So if I turn this one on, the flying machine goes out, the harvesting starts going, the collecting starts going, and I can also, yeah, it's really laggy, that's why I don't turn the harvesting off, but keep the collecting on, because a lot of items, of course. And it goes once forward, once back. If I keep it on, it's gonna keep going. But basically what it does is, like it, you can see it on this side. This observer down there, and sees it coming in, and it's like, I'm gonna send this signal through that lamp, and then the observer on the flying machine itself sees that, and it's like, well, now we're gonna fly, of course. But if I turn it off, then the lamp is always on, so there's no difference to be detected. And then you might be able to see it already. So all the items automatically, or most of the items, there are, I believe, 10 minecarts down here. 9 of them are being crafted into these blocks, and they also get sent down there. I will show you how that works in a second, but you might be able to see it a little bit with the droppers down there. And that goes up there into those hoppers up there, and those hoppers go into this storage, dedicated storage to my farms here, and this should be flowing into here exactly. This one is for regular bamboo. Put a crafting table there because that's a bit more useful. The same goes for cactus here. Cactus is automatically done, like it grows and gets broken immediately. The fence gate should be open. I'm gonna have to fix that. That's okay. And then cactus goes into this dark green one. Don't mind the heavy gas, by the way, sorry about that. And then back here are also some farms. So first my villagers, but the farms are down here. And like carrot farm, potato farm, which is been a bit infested with carrots, which is okay. melons, pumpkins, and up here are wheat farm, which is really inefficient. So I think, I don't know, I gotta look at that. And then you can already kind of see which farms are on here. So you have the salt, stone, moss. These aren't done yet, but I am going to make a mud clay farm someday. So kelp, sugarcane, and gunpowder, represented by lime and dark gray terracotta. This one is honeycomb. This one is honey blocks, which I can't really show right now because these are still going. Let me turn this off actually. There you go. Basically, if I turn this button on, or if I turn the lamp off, the power goes off to this hopper so things can come through, and then I go into an autocrafter to autocraft the honeycomb block. That's very useful. And then this is honey blocks, bone meal, and this one is rest, and I'm gonna put that into like a trash can or something, I don't know. Composter maybe, because it's mainly this stuff. Going in this chest. So I made this part out of purple because there was already a lot of green. This is green, this is green, 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 and I didn't want it to be red because usually red is the opposite of green. But the brick walls are already red, of course, so I looked it up, and purple seemed to be the best option. And it also allowed me to build with these new shelves, which I'm loving them. They're so good. And speaking of shelves, they're actually quite expensive, first of all. But yeah, back here's my planning board. So you can see it go up there very nicely. I'm gonna get distracted again. This is done by glass, by the way. This is like a solid block of glass, and like the item is looking for somewhere to go, but it can't go to the left, right, or like it can't go anywhere. So it just goes up, and then it repeats it until it's up there, into a water stream, into the hoppers. That's basically how that works. But yeah, the planning board. So first of all, I have this. And here I can put like an entire hotbar, which is just very useful. Like, I'm gonna make a case of death type thing, probably. I don't know. Up there, I'm gonna make a map, and here is the farming board. So don't worry, these are not all the farms I've made yet, these are the farms I'm definitely going to make, and maybe a few more. So on the left here, the storage system, villagers, bartering, those three are done already, and then auto smelter, auto brewer, and then the rest is kind of like sorted into types, so like more solid blocks, and then more nature blocks, and crops, and mob drops over here, and then valuables and other stuff. I've done quite a few of these already, but there are also definitely quite a few farms that aren't on here yet, so still got a long way to go as well. Yeah, this is like definitely my favorite thing, just seeing it all go up like this. And then over here is my setup area. It's very small because I first built the floor, like the outline of this. So I only need like a 4 by 6 space to work with. But I think it did very well. So up here's my bed with a clock as well, because I cannot see the time from in here. And then I can just drop down here, access all of this stuff. Just pretty compact, but I like it. And then over here is a moss stone farm. So if I turn this on, we should see if there's bone meal on there, which I'm not sure there is actually. No, there's bone meal on there. Yeah. So the dispenser bone meals that moss block. Replacing the stone with moss and other items which just get pushed out into here then, as you can see. Turn this one off, and I can also just turn it only the cobblestone off, and then it's just a stone farm, which is also very useful. And of course with non-silk touch pickaxe, it's a cobblestone farm as well. So it's basically 3 in 1 or 4 in 1, because you can also do pill moss nowadays. So a lot of items from this one farm alone, which is just beautiful. Over here there's the kelp farm, fully automatic, nothing special, just water streams going into a hopper down there. And then of course the basalt farm, not to forget, which is just a simple this. And you can probably see like how up here. Maybe it already went, I don't know. No, there it comes. Beautiful. Over here is Bowman farm. It works basically the same as the moss farm. Except everything turns into bone meal. And there are 2 layers of it. Okay, oh, not good. That's not good. Yeah, basically it works exactly the same. And then with 2 layers for more efficiency, of course. And then I can just turn that on and off using this. Very easy. And then the last farm is this the bee farm right here. This one was kind of a pain to build because this part made the space really quite a bit smaller. Like I could have gone to here. But I think it came out quite good actually. This part is for the honeycombs, this is for the honey bottles. And then you can go down here. Or actually, I'll tell you what these buttons first mean, these lights. So in here I can put shears in for the honeycombs. This lamp is used for the honey bottles to know if they are running low, and if they are, or if I just put shears in here, I can press this button, which is down here, which is my new gunpowder farm, which works like a treat. I have more than enough gunpowder for my entire life. And sugarcane farm, which is also overflowing. But I need to link those up to the farming storage. So the first farm you see, I go to my nether portal, is this one, which I use for food and leather. It's a, what are they called, hoglin farm. I've taken all the leather out of there recently, so that's why it's empty. Well, how this guy works is I stand up there. They spawn down here. They get scared off by these warp fungus. As far away as possible into this place where they burn, and then give me all the food I need. If I go, let's see, a bit north, you'll see this monstrosity, which is a bartering farm down here. Which I don't use all that much, to be honest. It's pretty good though. Again, I really blackstone is pretty good. And then with this, let's see. Zombie breeding farm. Which also works incredibly well. Just stand like up there on the scaffolding, and then it just comes rolling in the gold, I mean. Which, yeah. By the way, for some of these farms, I already have a tutorial up on my channel, so definitely go check them out. Especially this one might be useful if you need a lot of gold. These are for Java Edition. I don't know that much about Bedrock Edition, but I can assume it doesn't work there. Or not quite as well, maybe. Basically how it works is they spawn on the magma. They are attracted to this turtle egg, that's what they're called. Get funneled into this glass tube. Specifically wanted it to be a 2x1 tube, so that I can once again toggle it, and this will turn it on like a system, so that they can survive and I can kill them if I need to, and maybe some experience or a bit more looting gold. But usually AFK works the best, because the thing is, when I'm standing down here, like the entire nether gets spawns, which is not ideal. And that's basically what this platform is for. I'm pretty sure they walk off there sometimes. It's kind of annoying, but that's okay. And then also with a sorting system, autocrafter, and then beautiful. A lot of gold for me. And then the final farm, I think it's my final farm. This is my most recent farm. We get this, which, as you might see by the lights in front, is a frog-light farm. And how that works is basically above these hoppers is mud, and on top of that mud are like 14 frogs for each type, so that's 3 times 42 frogs total. And then basically the magma design, this is a very common design. I kind of changed it a bit, which, looking at all this magma, so maybe the smartest might have to put some collection system for that down here. Keys. Oh, they do a lot of damage. Oh my goodness. Jeez. Yeah, they died to the, what's it called? Powdered snow. Are attracted to the iron golem. Fall into the middle. Only the small ones can fall into the middle, if I'm not mistaken. Because everything other than that is more than a block, and the space on there is less than a block. So only the small one should be able to fit in there. Yeah, I'm kind of wasting all this magma mostly, so I should make a collection system for that as well. They do a lot of damage. And I send it out there, and it just works like a treat. Let's go through this north portal. End up in this swamp. And over here is the witch farm. I basically stand up here. Witches spawn in the hut down there. And other mobs as well, which is kind of annoying actually. But that's okay. This was an old Oni farm, but I'm gonna break this down now that I have the other one. And then I basically turn this off, which is a compared to like decay clock. I don't think that's the right word. Basically, just very slowly turns on and off the water buckets down here. It's not the most efficient. None of my farms are really like 100% efficient. And but I don't need 100% efficiency. Like I just need it. This is a single player role, of course, so I just need something that works. Again, that was definitely it. Cause yeah, definitely. So yeah, those are the farms in my world. And if you're thinking, well, I want to have one of those, don't worry, I'm gonna make, or I'm gonna try to make a tutorial for most of them. Let me know down in the comments which one you want, and I'll give that priority, of course. And then let's wave the bees goodbye, I guess. This is gonna wave right in a second. Yeah. Goodbye.